Oh, sorry, Chris. I didn't see you there. I was just polishing my trophy. Have you seen it before?
I have never before seen that trophy, Pastor James. What is it?
Well, it is my trophy that I received, as you can see, it's an Oscar for being in a play, A Christmas Carol.
Oh, wow. So you did something extraordinary to earn that trophy, Pastor James?
Well, in a manner of speaking.
In what manner of speaking, Pastor James?
Well, basically every participant in the play got this award. So I guess I'm still very special, right?
I mean, I can see why it has sentimental value and meaning to you, but is that not literally the definition of a participation trophy?
I don't like that word, Pastor Chris. No, this is a trophy that I earned through the generosity and largesse of our friend who bought trophies for the entire team. So
So it's less of a something you earned and more of a gift.
you could say that. Aren't we supposed to talk about the Bible today? Can we move on to
Yes,
that
let's
part,
let's
please?
in fact, what a great segue, Pastor James. Let's talk about the Bible. Specifically, let's talk about Genesis 28, Jacob's what's sometimes been called Jacob's ladder. Have you read that, Pastor James?
I have. That is the one I believe where God appears to Jacob in a dream, and Jacob sees the ladder and angels ascending and descending down the ladder, and he said, God says, I will bless you and make you great. It's the same promises to Abraham basically, and Jacob responds in an interesting way. I think first he says, "Surely God's in this place," but then he tries to make a bargain with God. Remember that?
So, and just so we're all clear, that's that the lectionary stops before the bargain, but
Yeah.
Pastor James is you are quite right. You
Ja-
should keep
Jacob says,
reading.
Jacob says, if you will really do as you said, then I'll follow you and you'll be my God. Uh, so you got actually. Here's what I don't get, Pastor Chris. Last week, Jacob defrauded his brother out of his birthright. We skipped the reading where he stole his father's blessing from his brother. Now God has still promised him all this stuff, and he's bargaining with God, and God's making him all these promises. God's going to deliver. Jacob to me is kind of a schmuck. Am I allowed to say that on this series?
You are allowed to say that on this series. Absolutely.
So if Jacob's a schmuck, then why do you think God chose a schmuck like Jacob to be one of the chosen heroes of the Bible?
I mean, he's also a coward and a thief, and we're going to keep reading, and this guy doesn't look much better the more we keep reading. So, what a great question, Pastor James. You know, being Jacob and God choosing Jacob, but also even his father and grandfather, Abraham and Isaac, Isaac and Abraham, that's not because the best I can tell, not because they did anything great or worthy, not because they somehow caught God's attention by being extra special, but because of who God is. God chose them. That's why it's great. As Paul has been saying, the Apostle Paul has been saying in our second readings recently from Romans, if you earn it, it's a wage. You earned it, but it's grace. It's free.
Hmm. So maybe it's less about feeling special because you get the trophy and more about what you do with the grace and blessings you've been given.
Well, I mean, right? So God initiates. God says, "I choose you," and then do you decide to bargain with God, or do you decide to, not be a schmuck?
Hmm. Well, you've certainly given me a lot to think about for this week, Pastor Chris.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Pastor James. And as always, glad to debate trophies and grace with you.
Break a leg, friends.